Hey guys, Richard here from the School of Nomads. So let's go through a product called ShopZPresso, which is due to be released on Thursday the 14th of March at 9 a.m. Eastern. Now this is a new product by Mosh Barry, and it's a 3-in-1 store solution allowing you to sell digital, physical and licensed products online. So we're going to jump straight into the members area, and I'm going to kind of show you around this product. Then I'm going to look at the sales page, a couple of key points on the sales page really. Then we'll talk about the upgrades. I'll tell you what's not so good on this, and I'll give you some of the good positive things about this, and I'll kind of give you my summary at the end of this. So just before we start guys, my name is Richard Darby, this is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to this channel before, please hit the subscribe and notification bell, and I'll let you know whenever I release new reviews. And if you're interested to know how I make money online, go ahead and hit the link in the description below, and I'll take you through the whole process step by step. So let's jump straight into the members area because I want to kind of show you around here. So what I've done, I've jumped straight over to the storefront here. Now what they're saying is this is really a competition for places like Pay Kickstart, Product Dynamo, Warrior Plus, ClickBank, even Shopify, because this is allowing you to actually sell physical, digital and licensed products online, right? So there's some pretty big sites there, some pretty big claims, but if I just look at the front screen, my first impressions of this is it looks nice, right? There's no real issues with this. Everything seems to look lined up. Everything seems to be, pretty nice looking. You've got the cart here. You've got some kind of a wish list here, and you've got some kind of a compare functionality there, and you can sign in and join. So there's some nice things here. You've also got a blog that you can actually click onto. Frequently asked questions, that needs to be changed a little bit. About us, contact us, and you can track an order. So there's some functionality, nice functionality on here. Obviously I will say it looks very, very simple compared to kind of a Shopify type store. But this is $19 on the front end, guys. So the first thing we got to kind of think about here when we're reviewing this is that this is a $19 product on the front end. So this isn't going to be anywhere near kind of function rich as some of these other platforms. So, just on that price, if I look at some of the other platforms pricing, if I go over to Shopify itself, now Shopify Basic is $29 a month. And I'll kind of go through all of these things when we get into the members area. So really that starts at $29 a month, goes up to $79, and then the advanced Shopify is $299. When you go to somewhere like Product Dynamo, again, the subscription is around $29 a month, and the annual is around $300. So that would be for digital type products. And ClickBank, when you upload products to ClickBank, they charge you $50 a time to upload a product and get it approved, and then they'll charge you 7.5% plus $1 every single time you make a sale. So that's just kind of an idea of where this $19 stacks up. So as far as that's concerned, yeah, it's very, very good because it's only $19 compared to some of these other services. So what I've done, I jumped over to the actual dashboard. So this is the kind of back office of my particular store. Now, when I come over to the dashboards, we've got some overall stats here that they give you. So you've got like orders pending, orders processing, bit of a spelling mistake there, I'm sure they'll correct that. Orders completed, total products, total customers, total posts, that's in your actual blog. And then you've got some stats here that are tracking new customers, total sales, etc. So it is a very basic reporting. Now, it's kind of the first thing I mention on here. I'm going to compare this to Shopify a little bit, which is obviously the best in class. And Shopify's reporting is about 100 times better than this. I'm going to use kind of physical products as my example here because of the types of things in the background, because obviously you're shipping these things, you're having to ship it through borders, all sorts of different things that come up when you're tracking physical products, which I think this may not be quite so good at. All of these stats are here. Then you go into your orders, all of your various types of orders sections are here. That's all very good. When I actually go into the product, you can add new products here. Now, you can choose whether it's a physical, digital or licensed product. These are all pretty much the same. When you go into the various options, these are pretty much the same when you're actually adding a product. And you have various things you can put in here. So you have the product name, you have the barcode of the product. You can allow a product condition here, so you can say whether it's new or used. You have a category. I'm not sure if these categories are fixed or whether you can add more. I can't really see anywhere on there you can add more, but you can add a subcategory here. Again, there must be somewhere on here that you can build your subcategories up because I can't see anything. And a child category, and then you've got a featured image here. Now, there's not really anything around how big the image needs to be or what quality the image needs to be. It's kind of just fixed as you just upload an image. You can set a gallery for this, so you can have more than one image. You can have estimated shipping time, product sizes. So everything you really need is here. You know, everything you really need to build just a basic product, apart from a couple of things. Cross-selling products is an interesting one. Now, when you check out, what they're doing is they're immediately upselling you different products. So it's a nice little functionality there, because it allows you to kind of advertise other things very quickly. So you can add some cross-sell products there. Then you have the product current price, the product previous price, the product stock, descriptions, buy or return policy, and then you have a video here you can actually add for the product. So I'm not quite sure why that's a YouTube video. I'm presuming you can just stick any URL in there because it's only going to drag back that URL. If it is restricted to YouTube, I'm not sure why, because that would give you a little bit of a leakage in your store, because what would happen is the YouTube video would come up and there'd be all sorts of adverts and other suggested videos come up, and they could kind of wander off, right? So I think I'm hoping it's just like a normal video URL you can put in there from like Vimeo. Anyway, so you've got some feature tags you can put in here and some additional tags for the actual product. So maybe you can find it on search engines and stuff. Now, there's a couple of things I thought were missing here. There's nowhere here, and I know are obvious, to actually add tax. Now, in the UK, where I'm from, most products have got VAT on them, and it's very important to kind of add that to the pricing somewhere, because if you don't, obviously, then you could have tax implications because you'll be owing a lot of VAT for these particular items. So I couldn't really see anywhere to add that VAT. And again, in the UK, it's over like 60,000 a year, I think it is, and you have to start paying VAT on things. So again, if you want to use this and be serious about it, you need to have somewhere to add your tax. The other thing I saw on here, which is in Shopify, and if I jump over to Shopify, quickly, this is the Shopify back office. It's the same thing. And I look at products and add product here. If you come down, you can see on the pricing, there's all sorts of additional information on pricing. So you have comparison prices here. You have the usual stock keeping. But as far as inventory is concerned, again, on the other platform, I couldn't really see anywhere to track inventory. Yes, you have a number, but there was no real alerts to tell you when your inventory was getting low. Usually you would have a certain point where you would start ordering more inventory in. And on this, I couldn't really see that point. So there is a bit of a lacking thing on inventory as well, if I look at the other store. And then, of course, on the shipping, you don't have any customs information on the shipping piece on the other store as well. Now, this all might sound a little bit boring, right? But if you are going to be dealing with physical products online, these are some basics you need to have. Because if you don't, then once you start trying to ship things, then you're going to get caught out because they're not going to get through customs. So there's all sorts of labeling and stuff that you need to produce to actually ship things. So it just kind of shows that if you are using services like Shopify, they are more expensive, but there's a reason they're more expensive, right? So that's just one of them, because they have all of these additional things that get added. So I'll jump back. I'm not going to completely go through every single thing here and compare it directly to Shopify, because I think that would be a little bit unfair, because this is a $19 product, right? But I'm just kind of pointing out that there is a lot of things that are kind of lacking here when I started going through the functionality to kind of figure out, exactly what was going on here. So there's your products. You can add affiliate products here. Now, one of the big talking points here is obviously that you can get thousands of visitors to this site by having affiliates. Now, obviously, that's exactly what somewhere like ClickBank does, right? And Warrior Plus does. They attract people to come along to their site, look for affiliate links, and then be the ones that actually promote them. The big problem with this, as far as I see, and I'll come into this again later on, is if you're a newbie, which is this is kind of targeted towards, where are your affiliates coming from? Who is going to be your affiliate that's going to be attracting visitors to your site? And the problem here there is if you're completely new to this kind of thing, I don't know where you're going to get your affiliates and your traffic from. So that's kind of an issue. But anyway, you can add affiliate products here. You can give people affiliate links, and then it allows you to track how you actually pay those affiliates. So the functionality is there. It's just not quite sure where you're going to get your affiliates from. You can add customers here. You can add vendors here. You can have various other things around actually managing your categories, managing your cross-selling relations. So when somebody actually clicks on a product, they can actually come along and see other types of products, so it gives you a nice way to upsell, similar to what Amazon does. You can have bulk uploads. So if you've got a lot of products, again, if you're a newbie, I'm not quite sure where you're getting these products from, but there you are. You can have a bulk upload where you can upload thousands of products at the same time into the system. So that's quite cool. You can set coupons. Now, the coupon functionality was a little bit restrictive because when I went through it myself, there's nowhere really to attribute a coupon to a product anywhere. I'm looking around and I can't see how I can actually, say that there's a certain discount on a certain product. It looks like just a general coupon. So I could get, 20% off something and just give out that coupon to people to use to get 20% off everything on the site, which is not really great, is it? Because you'll have all sorts of different products on here. So that's kind of lacking somewhere. So, in a future upgrade, if there ever was one, they need to kind of figure that bit out. So that's the coupons. Blogging was fine. They got some blogging things here. You can have a post here. It's a very, very simple blog. You can add a new post. Again, you can select a category and a title. You can select an image. You can put a description in. Put a source in. Allow blog SEO apparently. Meta tags, that's an interesting one. Meta tags don't really count anymore on as far as Google are concerned. It's more around telling the little bots what that page is actually about. Meta description has somewhat of an influence on your SEO rankings. But if you could look at articles, and I can provide an article down in the bottom here somewhere, the meta tags haven't got a great deal of influence, but your actual tags have. So usually it's your title, your description, and few of your tags that will influence a search engine to exactly what that product is. So, apparently you get SEO from this. So anyway, so the blog functionality works fine. Again, you can have categories, etc. And then you have a messaging system here. Not quite sure what that is. I can't really see anywhere that there's an obvious chat bot or anything. It just looks like it's your main messenger that comes through and actually gives you a list of messages. So if I just click on that quickly, you have tickets and disputes. So it's basically just the ticketing system, which must be once you log into the system. You have some general settings here around your logo. You can change a lot of the settings on the actual front screen itself. It's nowhere near as much as you get in Shopify because they actually give you images and all sorts of different things. It's not in the same kind of league as that, but as far as kind of a basic type setup, it looks like it works fine. The logo, the favicon, you can have different shipping methods, different packaging methods. Some of the website content, the footer can change, the affiliate information can change. You can change various pages. You can have a pop-up banner. All the usual stuff you can do when you're actually looking at some general settings. Homepage settings, you can change everything on there. Your payment settings, you can actually set up various payment providers. So your payment gateways you can set up here. So if I had a new payment gateway there, it should be. So that's actually the name of it. I want to add the actual gateway itself. Let's go back. So payment information. Yeah, look, you can add your Stripe and your PayPal and your Instamojo, whatever your payment thing is, you can add in here, right? Social settings is just all your connections to Facebook and all of that. You do need to have these set up because it won't allow you to it won't allow people to actually log into your system via Facebook or Google without you actually having the API keys, etc. from those various services. So you'll have to get those set up. Language settings, you can change them. SEO tools, that's the same kind of thing as before. You can add your various staff members to this. Now, this is a nice little function because it was free. Now, when you go on places like Shopify and places like that, there is lots of different ways you can add staff, but it costs more the more people you need access to that particular store. So, adding staff was cool. You come down to subscribers, you can add subscribers, you can manage people's roles in the system, and then you clear cache, and system activation is when you actually want to activate this and make it go live. So just a couple of kind of things that overall, just before I jump back over to my slides, I think that this interface is fine. There is a lot lacking compared to somewhere like Shopify. Now, I didn't really want to spend this entire review going straight back and forth between Shopify and here, but the reason Shopify is a subscriber-based model is it gets consistently updated. Now, I am slightly worried about this. Doesn't look like it can be hosted on any of your own domains, which is Shopify. You can. So if you come over here and you open up a store on here, whether you have physical or whatever it is products, I'm not quite sure what happens if these guys stop actually servicing this particular part of their servers, right? So you need to be careful of that, because doesn't look like it can go over to your own domain. Now, I can't see anywhere on here that it says it can. So that's a big no-no for me, because I don't like ever hosting any of my stuff on other people's platforms, because it's an issue. And it isn't it, and I understand you could say, well, you go to ClickBank and the products are hosted on ClickBank, but yeah, they're massive, massive platforms. They're anything like Product Dynamo, Pay Kickstart. They're all huge platforms, right? They're not going to go out of business tomorrow. These guys could stop actually maintaining this tomorrow because they're releasing products all of the time. So no one's going to say that this is going to be maintained. So slight worry there, but as far as the actual look and feel of it's concerned and the back office piece, it looks fine. Look, if you had a store like this and you did have products to put in it, it would look fine. So jump back over my slides. I just want to take a few key points out the sales page. I'm not going to go all the way through the sales page. You've already read all that stuff. But the key points on the sales page are: this is newbie friendly. You can make $100 to $500 a day. You get free traffic via affiliates. Every marketer needs this, right? And you can sell digital, physical, or software type products. So that's kind of the claims. Now, the various types of OTOs for this, before we go into the pros and cons, are the front end is $19. So it's cheap and cheerful. You're getting what you get, right? So it's $19 on the front end. You got an unlimited version of $39. There's an OTO at $197, which is a done for you version, which is obviously them doing some form of uploading for you onto the site. There is done for you traffic at $57. There's endless profits at $67. There's a reseller license at $197, and then you can get a white label version of this that you can sell for yourself at $997. So that's kind of the upgrades. The cons of this and things that I'm not quite so happy about are: this has got limited functionality in comparison to things like Shopify, and obviously the other digital platforms are also going to be the same. They're going to have a lot more functionality on them for $19. That's just what it is, right? They're going to have more functionality on them, but the functionality in this is okay. The traffic, they talk about getting traffic from affiliates, but where are you going to get your affiliates from? The reason that Warrior Plus and Product Dynamo and ClickBank, the reason those are so massive is because people actively go to them to find products to actually go ahead and promote, right? So who's going to come to your store, which is some randomly named store? Who's going to come over there and actually promote those products? So I don't know who's going to come and actually get the links to go and promote them. So that's kind of an over-the-top claim, and it's a little bit silly, really. So I'm not sure where you're going to get your traffic from. Customer support from these vendors is never that good. So you've got to be a little bit careful when you're dealing with these vendors, because it's a platform that's being actually held on somebody else's servers. If you've got an issue, you need an instant response. Now, when you go to anywhere of these other platforms, within a couple of minutes, usually when you raise a ticket, somebody has got hold of you and they will give you support. If I ever buy a product from ClickBank I'm not happy with, within about 3 or 4 hours, I've got my refund. It's that good. So you've got to be careful that you've got the right customer support here. Ongoing updates is a problem. This isn't your platform, and you're not paying really good money for it. You're paying $19 a one-off price. So however much they managed to make in revenue this time, they've got to make this product last for years and years. And whenever you've got software online, they are constantly being updated, right? Inventory management is lacking. I didn't see any way you could manage inventory. and all those other things around, how do you pay taxes? How do you pay the customs stuff? How do you do the details that the customs going to need? How do you raise POs for your various vendors? There's a lot of things that are lacking as far as managing a real business online, or offline, to be honest. The training, I couldn't see any training on here. I'm guessing once you join, there's some kind of training that's going to be sent over to you, because I couldn't see any training for new people. The sales page is misleading. You're not just going to buy this and make money. If you have products already and you want somewhere to house them that's not going to be on one of these major platforms, fine. If you haven't, it's just, you're not going to make money out of this thing, but it's just a nice toy to put your products on. And again, it's not self-hosted, so I think that's a bit of a no-no. Now, the good things are, it is simple to use, simple to set up. It's got, say, 50 or 60% of the functionality of somewhere like Shopify. I might be being a little bit generous there. So it is good enough to use, and there's no reason why you couldn't get products today and put them on there, as long as you don't have physical products and all of the rest of the stuff I've been going on with. It looks good, it looks fine. I've seen Shopify stores that look tremendous, but I'm not going to compare that to them, it's unfair. But I think as far as just a shop thing is concerned, this is fine. It is a very cheap solution. Now, that is a good and a bad thing. $19 is incredibly cheap for a piece of software that you're going to rely on working for a long time. So, take that as you want. I think this is very cheap. And you do get a choice of product types. So you can do physical products, you can do licensed products, you can do digital products. Now, there is a site out there, ShareSell, that actually does all that kind of thing on the same platform. Most sites don't. The reason for that is it confuses customers and you don't know what you're actually buying, whether you're buying physical or whatever. So people tend to just be very niche down, and they'll only sell one type of product on a store. And again, there's a reason for that, because you want to concentrate on a certain type of audience and concentrate all your marketing on that audience, not just be too spread out. But there is that functionality there, so it's fine. It's good. So kind of my overall on this is I'm going to give it 5 stars. Now, the reason I'm going to give it 5 stars is that I think it as a piece of software, it looks like it works fine. I don't like the fact that the sales page is misleading again, and I think it lets this product down a little bit. This is a cheap alternative to someone like Shopify, and we do have some issues with it. Now, I think, I don't know why these sales pages have to go too overboard. If they could have sort of positioned this in a way that, hey, this is a really cheap, alternative to Shopify. If you want to start a business, a store online, and you can't afford somewhere like Shopify, or you can't afford to be putting stuff on Warrior Plus every week, then this could be a nice little way for you to start off. Now, I'm obviously not a marketer like these guys. These guys know what they're doing. They overhype a sales page, but to me, it just lets it down sometimes, because this would be okay. If it was a little bit less hypey and saying you're going to make $100 to $500 a day, where do those numbers even come from? There's no industry standard to say that a store online makes $100 to $500 a day. They're just completely plucked out of the air. So that kind of thing kind of lets me down a little bit. But overall, this is pretty good. It's nice enough if you wanted to start an online store. You would need a lot of products for it to get going. So if you do think this is going to be a good product for you, go ahead and buy it for $19. What have you got to lose? So guys, hope you enjoyed this review. My name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to our channel before, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll let you know as soon as I release new reviews. And again, if you're interested in knowing how I make money online, please go ahead and hit the link in the description below, and I'll let you know the whole process step by step. Until next time, guys, take care.